Hello friends, welcome to the session on Basics of Public Administration. I would be addressing 3 questions in this session. What constitutes public administration? What are the basic concerns and significance of public administration? What are the major paradigm shifts in the theory and practice of public administration? Public administration is broad-ranging and amorphous combination of theory and practice. As a specialized academic discipline, it essentially deals with machinery and procedures of government employed for effective performance of government activities. It can best be looked at as an instrument for realization of goals of government. It operates within a specific socio-political setting, that is, it is a response to socio-political context. Public administration is a means by which policy decisions made by political decision makers are carried out. It is action oriented and linked with performance, that is, it aims at fulfilling the objectives and realizing the goals set by political decision makers. Coming to the second question, what are the basic concerns and significance of public administration? Primarily, it is about structure of public organizations, implying the way the executive organizations are formed, readjusted and reformed. It is also about administrative processes denoting the dynamic aspects of organization such as command, communication, decision making and so on. And it is also about bureaucratic behavior with emphasis on interpersonal and intergroup relationships in organizations. And the most important thing is organization and environment interactions, covering all influential and meaningful interactions that are found to exist between public administration and its surrounding forces and factors in the environment. The public aspect in public administration lends special character to it, referring to government administration, the focus being specially on public bureaucracy. As far as significance of public administration is concerned, it is basically the link between citizen and government. The citizens' expectations and aspirations are continuously rising, and public administration is finding ways and means to match the expectations of the citizens. It facilitates socio-economic development and is a great stabilizing force in the society as it provides continuity when governments change. It is also striving for the welfare of the citizen by continuously enhancing the administrative capacity and pursuing periodic administrative reform. To the question on what are the major paradigm shifts in theory and practice of public administration, we start with the essay of Woodrow Wilson entitled The Study of Administration, which sparked off the debate on politics-administration dichotomy. He sought to make a distinction between political activity and administrative activity in public organization. Administration lies outside the sphere of politics and administrative questions are not political issues. He wanted to develop a science of administration. He said there should be a science of administration which will seek to straighten the path of government, to make its business less business-like, to strengthen and purify its organization, and to crown its duties with dutifulness. Frank J. Goodenough further elaborated on this dichotomy in his work Politics and Administration. He argued that politics has to deal with policies or expression of state will, while administration has to do with the execution of these policies. The advocates of this approach were aware that administration essentially was political in nature. In 1891, Woodrow Wilson subsequently wrote that administration cannot be divorced from its connections from other branches of public law without being distorted and robbed of its true significance. Its foundations are those deep and permanent principles of politics. The second paradigm starts with the work of Willoughby titled Principles of Public Administration. The very title of this work indicates the new thrust of the discipline. The emphasis here is on universality of administrative principles. The administrator has to apply certain principles in organization for efficiency and effectiveness. It talks of value-free science of management and It was F.W. Taylor and Henry Fayol who first formulated such postulates, which were later synthesized as principles of management and which are considered as aid to practitioners. The famous acronym of Luther Gulick POST-COP, which details the activities of organization like planning, organization, staffing, direction, coordinating, reporting and budgeting, deserves special mention. Public administration towards the end of this phase got crystallized into classical or orthodox public administration. In addition to this, we have Max Weber's conceptualization of bureaucracy. In fact, Max Weber was the first theoretician who provided a sound theoretical base to the field of public administration. Max Weber's ideal type of bureaucracy still continues to be the dominant paradigm. The focus here is on structure, hierarchy, division of work, specialization, emphasis on rules, impersonality, bureaucratic behavior, centralization, clear-cut public-private distinction, and rationality maximization with a top-down approach. Paradigm 3 is considered as challenge to the mainstream public administration. Here we see the emergence of behavioral approach, which gives importance to human behavior rather than the ideal structure of organizations and principles of organization. And we also see the rise of neoclassical and human relations theories, which emphasized on informal aspects of organization like interpersonal relationships, leadership, motivation and morale, which are crucial to the functioning of formal organization. And we also see the important work of Herbert Simon, that is administrative behavior, which argued that decision making is the heart or the central aspect of the administration. Then the Robert Dahl, in his essay on the science of administration, 3 problems, elaborates that public administration cannot be a science because it has to take into consideration values, normative concerns and the differences in individual personalities, and the administrative functions within societal frameworks vary from culture to culture. In the next stage, that is paradigm 4, it has been termed as identity crisis. This is because there has been a notable transformation in the field of public administration in the post-Second World War, where we see the emergence of developing nations in Asia and Africa with emphasis on cross-cultural and cross-national analysis. We also see the emergence of comparative administration and development administration concepts with focus on humane approach, goal-oriented and client-oriented administration. We also see the rise of ecological approach by F.W. Riggs, which emphasizes that the study of political and administrative institutions are rooted in their social settings. All this gave a new dimension to the study of public administration. The need for values, ethics and public purpose in administration got reinforced. An extension of this phase is new public administration. A group of scholars and practitioners met under the leadership of Dwight Waldo in Syracuse University in Minnowbrook Conference Center to address the specific concerns of public administration. In this particular conference, 4 things were highlighted. They were relevance, that is, the administration has to deal with the contemporary problems and issues; values, that is, the administration has to be value laden; it has to explicitly espouse the cause of disadvantaged sections of society; equity, enhancing life opportunities and ensuring fairness in administration; change, being proactive to major social issues. The essence of Minnowbrook perspective was brought out in a book titled Towards a New Public Administration, The Minnowbrook Perspective by Frank Marini in 1971. The essence of new public administration has been summarized in the words of George Fredrickson as: the new public administrator has to be less generic and more public, less descriptive and more prescriptive, less institution oriented and more client impact, less neutral and more normative but no less scientific. Friends, to summarize, in this session we discussed the basic concerns and significance of public administration. While passing through different paradigms and phases of public administration, we understood that the informal aspects of organization are as important as formal organization to ensure efficiency and effectiveness in public organizations. And finally, administration is value laden and it has to take into consideration the normative concerns for ensuring equity and desired social change. Thank you.